Chanel, why are you taking a gap year? Will you be financing my education? Will you be picking me off the floor after I have burnout? Is your name going to be on my diploma? I didn't think so.
What's up, NCK fam?
What's up, NCK fam? It's your girl Nelle, back again with another video. And I personally wanted to do a video on something that was near and dear to my heart and really speaks towards the season that I'm in. And it's all about graduating and being a senior and what life looks after that. And I also wanted to come and talk about gap years, right? And whether you should take one or you should not take one. Personally, for me, I think that it is vital that everyone take one. And so let me just confirm for you and affirm you, if this is something that you want to do, you have my permission as of right now to do it, right? Take the time that you need. And I just want to demyth, right, some of the theories people have about gap year. So let me just explain what a gap year is. A gap year is basically taking a year or several years off from schooling just to, you know, either gain more experience or just to live life, right? I think if there's one thing this pandemic has taught us is that we need to live. We need to enjoy life to the full, right? That's why Jesus came, to give us life and that to the full, that of the abundantly, right? And how can we do that if we wear ourselves down to the wire? So I just wanted to come on here and affirm you in that. So there is a myth, right? As this myth comes from people, especially who have never taken a gap year, which is the ironic thing about it all, right? That if you take a gap year, that means that you're never going to go back to finish your education, that you're just going to give up on your dreams, and that all of this will be for nothing. Who said that, right? Who said that was true, right? The few people that you saw or did experience, or even you yourself, no, it's usually people who've never taken a gap year, but the people who have, like, you've seen taking a gap year, they have, you know, they might have not, you know, followed on their intended plan, and that's okay. In this time, take the time that you need to discover who you are and what you're really passionate about. Maybe they, you know, applied to a certain school or a certain job thinking that they had to do it. But now during this time, they're figuring out ways to explore themselves in a new light, right? To explore other passions, other desires that they did not have the time to before. And if you really think about it, right, let's really think about what a break is. So we've been in school since we were in pre-K, or some of you kindergarten, right? All the way up to high school, and if you went to college, all 4 years or more, right, of college. That is a long time to be in school, for your brain to be working in such a, you know, meticulous way. Like, that is a long time, and you get really, really, really exhausted and tired, and you absolutely need to take a break. And then if you're going for, you know, another degree or to specialize in something, that's additional years of schooling that you need to consider, right, on your brain and on your body and on your energy, and how that's finances as well, and how that's going to take a toll on you as an entire person. And so I really want to just come on here and normalize self-care and taking a break, right? And usually for schools, or really for school, if you're going for like a graduate program like myself, most schools do not like accepting people straight out of college. They would rather you take time off, get experience, do something that you enjoy, and then come back. Because what they tend to see, especially what I've heard from people, you know, who are doing the things that I want to do. And personally for me, for my life, I'm taking instruction from people who I want to be like, right? If you're having instructions from Beyonce or the person who was auditioning with Beyonce, well, how do I want to phrase this? Like, you would rather take advice from the person who has made it to where you are instead of like the people who are trying to get there along with you, right? So personally for me, right, the goal is to go to law school, and my law advisors have definitely told me, Chanel, you need to take a break. You need to have some space away from school to figure out life. Who is Chanel outside of academics? Who are you outside of academics, outside of the books, outside of, you know, study sessions, outside of, you know, the campus environment? So they've personally told me not to apply to any schools, not to, you know, go to law school right now. And, you know, due to some external like pressures, I would say I did end up like applying or in the process of that. But personally for me, when I hear back, or if I hear back, I will definitely be deferring because I need a break. And so back to my point, yeah, they basically told me that schools, they tend to see people who just come out of college, they have what is known as burnout, which means that they have been working, and now to stretch themselves even further, they often drop out of school, right? Their grades can't keep up, and they're just burnt to the wire. And that makes sense. Because you've been doing the same thing over and over again for many years. So again, I just want to normalize and confirm, don't let people who have not taken a gap year influence you to not take a gap year, right? I know we have these external, you know, pressures from like families and friends, everybody asking what you're doing. You need to say, I'm prioritizing me and I'm taking a rest. I'm taking a beat. I'm finding my own passions. I'm finding the things that make me happy, right? Like, if you think about it, if you go to school and you start work immediately, what rest is there really? Because of capitalism, right? You're gonna be straight from school automatically to work till you're 65. What kind of way of life is that? And it's the system that we've been forced into following, but the entrepreneur brain inside of my head says this is no way to live, right? You're doing all these schooling just to make a finite amount of money for an hour, right? You're exchanging your time for money. This is a whole nother talk, but you're exchanging your time for money instead of your money for time. And you're working this program, the life of school, work, and then retire. And then when you look back at it, your whole life, you're telling me that when you're turned 65 or you reach, you know, age of retirement, whatever that is for you, then you get a chance to live? That's like mind-blowing to me as to why we've been followed and been programmed to, you know, this system. Like, really think about it. You don't get no breaks in the summer. You go from school to work to retire. And then what time is there for you? Like a couple of sick days, a couple of vacation days? Like, really? I need a break. And I affirm to you, those who clicked on the video, that you need a break as well. And I especially want to speak to the Black community about taking a break, because I feel as though it's much more than a break for us. If we look back on slavery, if we look back on, you know, just the plight of Blackness in America, and how if you were a slave and you took a break, right, you would be seen as lazy, right? Your master would tell you, get back to work. Your own peers would be telling you to get back to work. So the thought of a break, the thought of, you know, stopping to rest is deemed as like lazy. It's seen as something negative, as we're always supposed to be working. And this obviously stems back to Adam and Eve, and how Adam, you know, as a punishment for his disobedience, he'd have to work the fields all the days of his life, right? He'll never have that rest. And so we see that with us now, and how we're just working. But I just want to break that and normalize that breaks are important for your well-being. Breaks are important for your bank. Unless you're a full ride all the way through, but breaks are important, right? Enjoy life. Who are you outside of school? Who are you with free time? Who are you when you travel? Have you ever traveled? Have you ever explored different cultures? Have you ever, I don't know, what does living look like to you? And it reminds me almost of like the singleness to marriage. Like, who are you singled, right? This is your best time to explore who you are as a single person first before you get married. But that's different. But I just wanted to parallelize that to like, who are you as a post grad versus a working person versus, you know, a graduate person. Like, who are you, right? Who are you? So I really just wanted to come on here and really normalize living, really normalize taking a break, really normalizing, you know, resting. Because even God, when he created on the seventh day, what did he do? He'd rest. He didn't work. He rested. So I really want to normalize that. And also stop asking seniors what they're doing outside, like after they graduate, because it's really nerve-wracking. It's really a whole bunch of pressure. It feels like there's so much expectation that we have to maintain, so much things we have to do, and if we're not doing it, then we're not feeling productive. So just stop the questions. For the love of God, stop the questions. But to my seniors, right, please normalize rest. Please normalize taking a break. Normalize a gap year, right? I don't know why it's such an abstract, or I guess I do know why. Like, capitalism tells us to work, and if you're not doing it, you're not productive. But I'm here to affirm you once again. This is like my seventh time affirming you in this entire video, that a gap year is essential. It should be required, first of all, right? And really discover who you are. Really discover what your passions are, right? What makes you you? Okay, NCK fam, I hope this, you know, really helped in your decisions on what to do moving forward. And if you have taken a gap year, then let us know what you did in between your gap years. Yeah, get experience, right? And if you return to your original passion, how was that? Right? And another thing, people think it's hard to transition back, but if that was always your passion, always your purpose, always your calling, then it would not be that difficult, right? If this is what you were truly, you know, passionate about or meant to do, I don't think it would be hard to transition back. Right? People think the transition back is hard, but I don't think so. I do hear the concerns people do have about like life getting in the way, and like, say you wanted to do this, but you ended up having children, you ended up doing this, and you were never able to pursue or go back to what you originally intended to do. Well, I want you to know that as long as there is breath in your body, time is available to you, right? As long as there is oxygen, breathing, right? Time is available to you to continue to pursue your dreams, to continue to pursue your desires, right? Life doesn't have to win. Life doesn't have to win. You are still in control of where you see your future. So if this is something that you're really passionate about, then in time you will complete it. But I really want to emphasize breaks. I really want to emphasize, you know, just resting. All right, NCK fam, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, right? Tell everyone it's a girl out here, you know, making some videos. They're not pretty entertaining, I think so. But NCK fam, I will see you in the next one. Bye.